How you guys doing today? Mark Franks here. Guys, today I have a treat for you. I want to review Sofabaton's U2 Universal Remote Control. Now, a couple months back, I made a video called How to Program the Most Popular Remote Controls. And then I got to thinking, I did some research, and the average household has about 4 to 5 remote controls. So that's a lot of remote controls. How about having one remote control or one or two remote control that can do it all for you? This is where the Sofabaton U2 comes into play. This remote control, guys, can store up to 15 different devices in one. 15 devices in one. Guys, this remote control is a game changer. So instead of getting a regular universal remote control, I would choose this. Now let me tell you why. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and get into the specs of this remote control. All right, so I'm gonna be very thorough in this video. I've seen a lot of comments of people kind of not knowing how to operate this thing. So I'm gonna be very thorough, and I'm gonna kind of go over everything just to show you guys how to program this and what type of features this remote control has. It's very easy, guys. It's very easy. So if you have any questions, you can leave your comments down below and I'll answer them. But hopefully just this video, I'll put some chapters in here so you can skip if you need to. But hopefully this video will be your one-stop shop here. So first of all, guys, let's go over the aesthetics. I'm gonna show you how this thing, I'm gonna tell you and how this thing looks here. All right, so it does have the piano type of surface, glossy surface. So it looks like it is kind of prone to fingerprints here. But it is a longer remote control. It's about 8 inches in length and about 2 inches in width. So that's not bad there. Just know that it's a little bit longer than maybe your average remote control. Now, the only thing that was kind of annoying on this is the buttons here. They're kind of loud. I'm used to it now, but when I first got it, it's a little louder than some of the remote controls that I'm used to. But after a few days, you'll just get used to it. It'll just be a normal sound. It does have a little wheel here. This wheel scrolls through the OLED screen. This is just the different devices. Very seamless. So that's easy. And the buttons, I can really see them buttons here. So I'm not trying to, some of the remote controls, some of the universal remote controls are very small and you're really trying to see, okay, what button is that? But no, you can clearly see these buttons here. But overall, it's a great design. You know, it's not like a 100+ type of remote control where it looks stunning. No, it looks like above average. It looks to be, I bought this for $59. It looks in the $59 range. All right, so this is the U2 version, guys. So they have an original version, which is a U1, and this is about $10 more. I would recommend getting this one. The major difference is the IR, the infrared signal, is 35 feet, whereas in the U1, the infrared signal is only 30 feet. So it's a longer signal strength, stronger signal strength. They also made the buttons a little bit bigger, and the battery port here, they made it easier to take out. I believe the U1 had issues with people opening this port, and it was just a little bit tougher. So that's the only major difference, but I'll still opt out for I would still go for the U2 because of the signal range. It's 35 feet, it's 15 feet more. This remote control doesn't connect to your Wi-Fi. It just uses IR and Bluetooth. All right, so it's good to have a strong IR. IR is basically infrared. It's good to have a strong infrared signal. All right, now as far as the features on this, guys, so the features is pretty good, guys. So it's easy to program. I like the way they program. It's a little bit different than just giving you a list. So they program it it connects to a database based on a server. So you'll connect it, like where you'll hold down the monitors, and you'll see here when we go through this tutorials on how to do it. You'll hold these down and it'll connect to an app. And then you can go ahead and type in your device name, your TV, your DVD player, your surround sound, and type that name in, and it'll search for it based on the name you typed or based on a model number. And if you still can't find it, if you have the original remote, it can actually learn the different keys. So if you have an original remote control and you want your you want this to press when you press this button, it's going to press the source button. You can actually learn between the two remote control, which is actually pretty cool. We'll get into that in a second. Another cool feature it has on it is the macros. So you can basically press one button. You can program a button, basically press one button, guys, and it can do a whole bunch of different things in sequence. It can turn one TV off. It can louden up your surround sound or mute it. It goes in sequence, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that as well. All right, so this can truly replace every remote control in your house. Now, I would recommend maybe two of them, so you can have one in the living room and one in the other rooms. But this can basically, guys, replace everything. It can store up to 15 different devices, like I said before. So 15 different devices, your TV, DVD player, satellite. You have other devices that it can store. Now it's compatible with 500,000 different devices, guys. So Sofabaton, they've been doing their work. Their database, since it's not just a code, they don't just give you a code list. You're connected to a database. So the database that they have, it updates all the time. And if you have a TV and the code is not working, they have a system where you can chat with them or you can send them an email and they'll get back to you, but they'll find that TV's code and they'll update their system. So that's pretty great. That's pretty great. So it supports up to 500,000 devices again, guys, from 6,000 brands. So Sofabaton, they've definitely done their part to make the setup process very easy for you guys. And you're gonna see here in a second how easy the setup process is, and we're gonna go through that. But I just want to talk real fast about this remote control. It's a great remote control, guys. Great universal remote control. I'll definitely go for this one instead of getting a whole bunch of remote controls. You run to the store, get your quick universal remote control. No, just buy your universal remote control that does it all. All right, buy one that does it all. And this is the one that does it all. All right, guys, so let me go ahead. Let's go and get to the tutorials, the guides to help you guys out. If you have any questions, if you don't know how to do it, just rewind back and just replay it. I'm gonna make it simple as possible and easy as possible, and we'll get there. Let's go ahead and do it, guys. So when you first put batteries inside your remote control, you're gonna get a message here, and the message says connect to the Sofabaton app. So you guys can see that, connect to the Sofabaton app. So let's go ahead and do that. So you do have a QR code on the side of the box that it came in. So the QR code is on the left, you have Apple and you have Google. So I'm gonna go ahead and open my camera up on my phone. So on camera, and I'm gonna go ahead and hover over that QR code with the Apple. You guys can see that here. Hit this yellow thing right here, yellow link. And there you have it. It says Sofabaton, and I've already downloaded, so I'm gonna go ahead and download it here. It says Sofabaton Tech, and that's the emblem right there. So I'll go ahead and download that. And let's give it a second for it to download. All right, guys, so it's done downloading. So we're gonna go ahead and open the app. So I'm gonna hit open. All right, guys, so this is where it prompts you for your email and password. So if you don't have one, you'll go down here and where it says no accounts to register. Just go ahead and click on that link and go ahead and register. You just gotta put your email and your password in and re-enter it in again and register. But I already have mine registered, so let me go ahead and put my email and password in. All right, so all right, so I just logged in. So this is what you're gonna see, guys. You're gonna see two pictures. On the left, you have where it says, if you guys can see that, it'll say U1 and U2. I have the U2 remote control, and it's on the right, it'll say the X1 remote control. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and click on the one that I have. I have the U2, I'm gonna click on that one. And next is going to ask you whether you've purchased this already or haven't purchased yet. So I've already purchased it, so I'm going to click on the already purchased button. Now it says Sofabaton would like to use Bluetooth. Use the scan, connect, and listen to U1 or X1 remote events. So once you use Bluetooth, use to scan, connect, and listen to the U1 or X1 remote control. So we're gonna say okay because we want to use Bluetooth. All right, so now it's prompting you to press and hold the minus button and the E button at the same time until the screen reads pairing. So right now, this is how we Bluetooth into the phone. So it's saying press and hold this minus button right here and the E button at the same time. And that will Bluetooth into the phone. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Because right now it still says connect to the Sofabaton app. So I'm gonna go ahead and hold these two buttons down. Now it's saying pairing. And now it says on my phone, it says please select the remote that you want to connect, and it sees it right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit connect, and now it's connecting, and it says successfully connected. And it says now on my remote control, add a device. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put where I'm located in the United States. I'm gonna hit done because I'm located in the United States. So you guys can see that. I wanna make sure it's not out of focus. Now I'm gonna go ahead and hit the add button here. So I'll hit add. So this is basically the regular menu. We have the Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV. We have TiVo, NVIDIA, DirecTV, Xfinity, and a Bluetooth. So this is kind of what you're going to see. And then you can go ahead and start putting your device information in. So basically that's how you set it up in a nutshell. Next, we're going to start off with one of the popular devices. Like I said before, it has the Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV. But we're going to start off with one of the popular devices, and I do have a Fire TV. So what I'm going to do, guys, is actually very simple. Just follow the prompts here. I'm going to go ahead and hit Fire TV. And this is just basically a shortcut. All right, this is basically what most people have. They'll have either Fire Stick or a Roku player where they need it for. So it's a device name, it's Fire TV, and it gives us a device icon. What we're going to do is I'm going to hit continue. And it says, as Bluetooth can only pair with one device at a time, the U1 remote will disconnect with your phone if you continue to the next step. That's fine. So I'm going to hit next up here. All right, so it's giving me some instructions. So step number one, using your original Fire TV remote to navigate the settings and select controllers and Bluetooth device. So that's what we're gonna do. Here's my original Fire TV remote control. So I'm gonna go ahead and back up here, guys, and go to my TV. You guys can see that. Let me go ahead and back it up. Back the camera up here. All right. All right, so here's my TV, and I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on. So for step number one, what it's saying here, if you guys can see it, for step number one, it's telling me to use your original remote control, your Fire TV remote, navigate the settings and select controllers and Bluetooth devices. So I'm gonna go ahead and go home. I'm gonna go to settings all the way to the right. And I'm going to navigate with it. Tell me I'm going to go to controllers and devices. So go to controllers and devices. Click on that. Go ahead and put my PIN number in. All right, so for number two, guys, number two, if you can see that, I'll try to put it right here. It says select other Bluetooth devices. So I'm gonna go ahead and go down to where it says other Bluetooth devices. And for step three, it says select add a Bluetooth device. So I already have Sofabaton in here. What you guys will do, you'll go to add Bluetooth devices. And what it'll do is under add Bluetooth devices, a new device named Sofabaton, you guys see it here. Should be discovered by your Fire TV and appear in a list. Now select it using your original Fire TV remote. If the pairing is successful, a pop-up window will appear on the bottom right corner of the screen. All right, so you should get like a blue pop-up. If you guys can see that here, you should get like a blue pop-up on the bottom of your Fire TV screen if you're using Fire TV. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit on, it's already paired here. It's disconnecting, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit it again. And now it's saying that device connected at the bottom right. So I'll go back to the home screen. Okay. All right, so now it's saying it's done. I've already paired it there, so let's go back to here. All right, so I already paired it, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna hit done. And it says your remote is now connected with your Bluetooth device, thus disconnecting from the app. Okay. Now, so now what I need to do is I need to press and hold the minus and E button so that I can log back into the phone here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. But before I do that, you'll see where it says Fire TV here. So it's already paired and I already have Fire TV here. So Fire TV has been programmed to my phone. So that's just a quick way of doing it. Okay, now, so I need to go ahead and connect it back to the app. But before I do that, I want to show you guys. So after we did all that with the TV, now you should see on the remote controller, it says Fire TV. So now it's pretty much paired with the TV. And let me show you how, let me do a couple controls and show you guys what it's doing here. So we'll go ahead and back the camera up real fast and look at the TV. And then I have the remote control here, and let's go ahead and go up and down. So that's seamless and is working just fine off of what we just did. All right, so let's go ahead and connect back into the app and let's see what we see. All right, guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and connect back into the app right now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hold down the minus and the E button here. Let's go ahead and hold them down at the same time. And it says connecting on the phone. All right, so now there we see it. We see where it says Fire TV. So we just added that device. So we wanna click it. It'll say the device name, you have your device icon, you can change the icon, you have your remote keys, and we'll talk about that in a second here. And then you have your hide from remote screen. All right, then you can also remove this device. So we can go back. So this is one of 15 devices that you can add. This is just a fast way of adding this device with one of the shortcuts. So we want to add another one, guys. We're just going to go back to where it says add. And then we're not going to do one of the shortcuts here. We're going to do a different way. So let's go ahead and get into that. The next step is just to basically search for your device. And but to me, this is by far the easiest way. Guys, it's definitely the easiest way. Just search for your device. All right, so it says the manufacturers, I have a Toshiba TV. So I was going and place in Toshiba. I'm gonna show you how fast this is. I'm going and place in Toshiba. And then what I'm gonna do here is click on Toshiba. I'm gonna go where it says device model number. This is not the model number of your remote control. It's just the model number of your TV. So to get that number, just go to your TV, go to settings on your TV. And when you go to settings, go to about, and then it should give you the model number of your TV. All right, so you just write it down. Now, a lot of people get this mixed up. Usually when you see what looks like an O, it's usually always a 0. So if you see what looks like a 0 looks more like an oval, an O looks more like a circle kind of. So, but it's usually, all the serial numbers are usually zeros. So I'm gonna type in my serial number here. So we'll type in -5 0, just to be thorough, F 6 2 1, and let's see what else. U 2 1, and let's see if it can find this particular serial number here. It says please a name, and well, I don't know why it says please a name. It's like an icon for the device. All right, so it has the device name here, Toshiba 50L6. It has a device icon. I guess I can change that. I'll just leave it I'll leave it at that right now. And I'm gonna go ahead and hit next up here. So I'll hit next. And it says, let's sync the IR code set to your remote, and you are ready to rock and roll. So it's syncing, it's uploading the IR code to your remote control. So because the app and the remote control are synced right now. So it's basically it's downloading, it's sending that that code that's on their database to your remote control. It's that easy, guys. It's that easy. All right, let's wait for it to finish. Sorry for it unfocusing here. All right, it's done. And these green perimeters here are all what's active on the remote control. So now let's look at the remote control. And now we see a Fire TV, the one I said earlier, and now we have another one that says Toshiba with the 50 and the rest of it. So let's go ahead and see how this works. Back it up, back the camera up, and go ahead and look at the TV. This is Toshiba TV. Point my remote control up here, guys, and let's see what it does. And just like that, it's working. That didn't take long at all, guys. Less than 3 minutes, you can go ahead and be set up and ready to go. You don't have to search for any codes or anything. Just know your model number of your TV and you are good to go. Now, one thing I did notice when I've done this earlier, when I set the Fire TV via Bluetooth, the power button didn't work. But if I set it just to search for my TV to Toshiba with the model number, everything works, guys. Everything works on this. I can press the power button and it'll turn it off just like that. And I can press the power button again and it'll turn it back on. Everything just works, guys. Now, like I said before, the Fire TV in the first one, it didn't work as far as the power button, but everything worked because it's Bluetooth. So now when you have situations like that, you need to teach this remote control that when you hit this button right here, the power button, you got to teach it to turn the TV off. So I'm going to show you guys that in here in just a second. Let's move to the next step. All right, guys. So what if I can't access my model number and I don't know it? All right. So what you can do, Sofabaton has your back. I did try this little method out. It didn't work too well for me, but you can try it on your TV if you don't have the model number. You just, where it says manufacturer of device, just go ahead and put the version of your TV, whether you have a Vizio, Sony, or Philips, anything like that, or a Samsung. I'm going to put Toshiba here. Clicking down the list below. Oops, that's the wrong one. All right, and instead of putting my model number in, I'm just gonna go ahead and hit search. And it's a Toshiba TV, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit the TV button. So it's gonna try to recognize this remote control or recognize the codes that it needs. So it says point the U1 remote towards your device. You need to test the commands to find the matching data set for your device. So it's gonna try to find these codes basically manually. So what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna hit next, and it says press the button below the remote control. So press the button below. The remote control sends an IR command, that's an infrared command, to your device to test if it works or not. So it's sending an infrared of power. So the TV should turn off. I'm gonna press this button on the remote control here, guys, and I'm gonna press, it says control IR code 1 of 43. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and press the power button. My remote control is pointed at the TV. So I'm gonna press the power button. Let me go ahead and back the camera up here for you guys. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and press the power button. I'm pointing my remote control at the TV as well. Let's see if it turns it off. And it did turn it off. So, and now it asked me, did this, if it's focused here, it said, did this command work? I'm gonna say yes. So that's done. Now it moves on to the home page. Let me turn the TV back on. Turn it on with my regular remote. All right, so now I'm gonna press the home button. I'm gonna see if it turns it back on, because it should turn it back on with the home button. Press that one time. No, that didn't work. It said, did this command work? And I'm gonna say no. And it's gonna try it again from a different IR code. Press it. So it's kind of a manual setting. It may take some time. I'm gonna say no on this one. And I'm pointing my, remember, I'm pointing my remote control at the TV as well. It says no. I'm gonna go ahead and press it again. This is the fourth one. No, it didn't turn it back on. Press it again. No, it didn't turn it back on. I'll press it again. No, didn't turn it back on. We'll press it again. No. Press it again. No. Because me hitting that home page should just turn the TV back on. So and here's number 10. So 10 different codes did not work. Now it says, this is interesting. So now it says, please provide your equipment model. We will be in 3 working days to adapt and through email to inform you. Thank you for your cooperation. Manufacturers Toshiba. So I'm going to read it again. Please provide your equipment model. We will be in 3 working days to adapt and through email to inform you. Thank you for your cooperation. Yeah, so I think the grammar is off a little bit there, but so basically you just put your model number there and email and submit it, and within 3 days they'll get back with you and try to program your TV. Okay. All right, so that's that version, guys, that method. I mean, it didn't work for me. It may work for you if you don't know the model number of your TV, guys. So let me go ahead and hit just to show you guys, this is the home button on the regular remote control. I'm just gonna go ahead and hit that, and it should turn that TV right back on. So it did turn it back on. So that TV should have came back on. That method may work for you guys if you don't have the model number. And I have the Toshiba, so you can always send them a message and see if they can get it up and running for you within those 3 days. All right, so the next step, guys, I want to show you how to teach your remote to do certain features or to do a function. All right, guys, so let me go ahead and show you how to do the learn feature. So basically what the learn feature is, you're just learning the functionality of buttons from the original remote control. Now let's say, take for instance, you were looking for your TV in the device and model number, but you couldn't find it. Well, you can go ahead and try to learn certain keys. All right. Or if you've already set up, let's say you found your TV in the list and it downloaded it to your remote control, but certain buttons don't work. Well, you can go back and learn the buttons and functionalities from your original remote control. All right, I'm going to show you guys how to do that today. Now I'm using this remote control. This is my Fire TV remote control. And this one, when I did it, let me go ahead and get into the app so I can show you guys. All right, so I'm in the app right now. Remember, if you're outside the app, it'll make you hold these 2 buttons down, the minus and the E button, to pair back up with the app. So I have my Fire TV here, and this is one of the popular devices. So I clicked on Fire TV, And now I'm going to click on where it says remote keys. All right, so basically my Fire TV red indicates Bluetooth. These are Bluetooth keys. And so when I added this to my remote control from the popular devices, it added all my buttons except the power button. So my power button doesn't work. So what I want to do is I want to learn that power button from the original remote control. Now this is a Bluetooth remote control, but for the power button, I believe it shoots an IR blaster, so an infrared blaster, so I can learn that with no problem. But sometimes when you start trying to learn other keys on a Bluetooth remote control, it may not work properly. All right, so let me go ahead and show you guys how to learn this. So what I'm going to do, guys, again, I'm going to go back so you can see it here. I'm going to go into Fire TV. I'm going to click on remote keys. And I want to learn the power button. So I'm going to click on power button. And then right here, it's going to ask me what you want to do. You want to reassign remote keys, learn from original remote, create a macro. So I'm not doing a reassign. I want to learn from original remote. So I'm going to click that. All right. So it's telling me what to do. So it's telling me to press and hold the button of the original remote that you want to learn. So I want to learn the power button. So I'm going to do that. So I'll go ahead and put them together. So I'm going to press the power button. This is the original remote of my Toshiba TV. I'm going to go ahead and hold that down. You should see a scroll bar here. So let me go ahead. All right, let's do it. I'm pressing it down right now. You see a scroll bar, and now it says learning is a success. All right, so this remote control just learned this function from the original remote. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and hit back. I'll hit back again. All right, now that should work. So when I'm going all the way to Fire TV, this power button here should be able to turn my TV off now. So let me just go ahead and press that button here. All right, so my TV is on. So let me go ahead and press this button that I set. So I'm on Fire TV, and I just learned this button from the original remote. So I'm gonna press this button and see if it turns the TV off. And there we have it. So learning is very simple. Now again, guys, I recommend this. I mean, I'm sorry, I wouldn't recommend doing this first. Go ahead and look for your device in the manufacturer's model, because it's a lot easier, because some remote controls have Bluetooth, but it won't learn it. And some remote control have RF radio frequencies, and it won't learn. But when you get, like, if your original remote control has an IR infrared, then you should be able to learn different keys. But what I found most common is you can learn a power key very quickly. All right, so if you need to learn a power key, but I had difficulties when I was trying to learn the volume up, volume down. Now on this one right here is all Bluetooth, so you're gonna have a lot of issues. But like something like this is a universal remote control. It did learn the volume up and volume down because of the IR blaster here, but it still wasn't working like it should. I'm sure that's why Sofabaton is saying learn from your original remote control. But first, I would do, guys, I would just try to, when you're adding your remote control, just go ahead. I'm gonna hit add here. Before you start to learn from your infrared devices, try to find your manufacturer number and your device number. So I'm sorry, your manufacturer and your model number here. Because if you hit that learn from infrared device, you may not be able to learn or take every key from your original remote to the Sofabaton. All right. So I would say search for your manufacturers and model number. If you can't, send Sofabaton an email or a chat to tell them that you're having issues, and they can help you out within 3 days. All right. So that's how you learn buttons in a nutshell, guys. It's that easy. So a macro is basically, if you want, it's basically a sequence of functions that takes place if you press one button. So what I'll do is I'll set it to press one button on this remote control, then a sequence of functions that I program will take place. Let's say I want my TV to say a particular channel, 328, something like that, and then half a second later, I want my surround sound system to turn off. And then half a second later, I want my TV to mute. It's just some functions that you set in sequence. So let's say if you want to turn all your devices on with one button, you can make that happen. So let me show you guys how to do it here. So let me go ahead and Sign on to the app. All right, already signed on here. All right, so what we're gonna choose first is we're gonna choose, if you guys can see that, we're gonna choose the Fire TV. And then I'm going to choose where it says remote keys. Go and click that. And the red again indicates that this is Bluetooth keys. So we can't use Bluetooth keys for the macro. All right. I'm going to use this, but I can't use the Bluetooth keys. And you're going to see here in a second. So let's say I want to create a macro for this button right here. So I'm going to go ahead and press this button, and then it's going to say, I'm going to put in create macro for this key. So I'm going to click that. Now it says add a step. So the first step for this, now this is the Fire Stick Bluetooth. I can't really choose any of these buttons on Bluetooth. You see that? Can't choose any of those buttons. You can't choose them. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to where I set it, my Toshiba, when I just look for the model number, and it should be all green. It's thinking. All right. So it's all green. So I can choose what I want to do when I press that red button. So let's say I wanted to press that red button. I'm going to choose, let's say I'm going to choose 3. That's the first setup. I'm going to do it again. Go back to the Toshiba. I'm going to choose 2 for the second one. Go back to the Toshiba. I'm going to choose 8 for the third one. So it's going to dial on the TV. When I press that button, it's going to dial 328. Then let's say I'll have another setup. And then after that, I'm going to go down to my Vizio M5128H. That's my surround sound system. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And I'm going to click this power button. I want that to turn on. Right now I have it off. All right. So this is the macro that I created. All right. So the first one's going to go 3. It's going to press 3. Second's going to press 2. And the third macro is going to be 8. And then the fourth one's going to turn on my surround sound. These each going to be happening in half a second. So I'm going to go ahead and click save. And it's downloading to my remote control here. It says downloading. All right. So now I based that off. Remember, I based that off the first one. And the first one here is the Fire TV when I programmed the Bluetooth. So I based it off the first one. So let's go ahead and see what happens. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure my Sofabaton is connected to it. All right, and I'm gonna make sure that my surround system is turned off. Okay, it's turned off. All right, guys, so what I'm gonna do, guys, my subwoofer is, my Sofabaton remote control is connected. It's connected through Fire TV, the Bluetooth here. So I'm gonna go ahead and push the button, the red button that I set. Here's the red button, and I should see 328 in the corner, and then my subwoofer should turn on to the left. Let me see if I can capture that all. You might see the little small button with my subwoofer on the left. So let's go ahead and hit this button. So I'm going to hit the red button that I set. So let's go 3, 2, 8, seeing that on the side. And then my subwoofer did turn on to the left. You saw that left little light there. So it is working. Now it's not going to go to channel 328 because it's on home right now. It's not set to TV, but it did work. So the sequence that I set, the sequence that I programmed for the macro did work, and it worked very well. So that's basically how you set the macro. Now you can set it as based on what you want, and based on what's convenient, and based on what your own preferences are. But that's pretty easy. Now, if you guys have any questions, just please leave your questions below, because sometimes it may be a little confusing, but once you get it, you got it. All right. So that's how you set a macro. All right, guys. So for the last method, I want to show you how to reassign buttons on your remote control. Now, this method is actually pretty cool. Take, for instance, guys, you want to change your volume buttons functionality. Let's say you want to change that to a mute button. So the up volume button, I'll change the functionality to a mute button. I can do that with this feature, with this reassign feature. Or let's say that this button right here, the input button, didn't have a functionality. Well, if I reassign that button, I can actually place an input functionality on that button. All right, so this functionality is very useful, guys, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, let me go ahead and sign back into the phone. Make sure I'm in here to sign into the app. All right, guys, so I'm logged back into Sofabaton's app. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Fire TV. Now you'll have your own unique TV on this database. Just go to the TV that you want to use. But Fire TV is what I want to use. I'm going to click it. And what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to go to where it says remote keys. So I'm going to click on remote keys. All right, so what we're going to do, guys, we want to reprogram or change the functionality of the volume up button. So I want to turn this volume up, but I want to make that functionality a mute button. So I'm going to click it right now. All right, now it's asking me what do I want to do with this. So I want to reassign remote keys. So I'm going to click on that. And now I have a selection of a couple of things, guys. I can do a lot here with that button. I can change that button to do just many different functionalities. Right now, we'll see that the volume up button has a check mark on it. So that's what it's set for, but I want to change that to mute. So I'm going to click on mute, and that check mark is already on mute button. So I'm going to click the done. And on remote control, it says it was downloading. So now I'm going to back up here, guys, and see what's going to happen on the TV. All right, guys, so my Sofabaton remote control is now connected to the TV. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the down volume button first to show you that it is going down. All right, next I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the up volume button to show you that it is now muted. So let's go ahead and hit that. And there we have it. So it is now muted, guys. Now, I did run into some issues when I tried this before, to reassign it before, and sometimes it doesn't do it, but for the most part, I got about 90 to 95% of the time, it does reassign your keys. If it doesn't, just go back into the app and try to do it again. But that's how you reassign your buttons or your remote control in a nutshell. Guys, it's actually a very simple and very easy process. All right, guys, that's it. That's Sofabaton's U2 Universal Remote Control Review and Guide. So hopefully, guys, this video really helped you guys out. If you're in the market for purchasing this, I got it on Amazon for $59. If you're in the market for purchasing this, just come to this video and just go through all the guides. It'll make your life that much easier and you'll be able to hit the ground running. Now, guys, this remote control is fantastic. It can replace all your universal remote controls. It can also replace your original remote controls. Now, I'm sure there are going to be many questions and comments, but please leave everything down below and I'll get to it in a timely fashion. I'm really trying to help you guys out. All right. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. You guys have a great day and I'll catch you on the next one.